Howdy dudes, and welcome back to one of my blogs where I just rattle on about something that came to my mind. Thank you for listening. Okay, no, but for real, I decided that it came up in a bit of like a disagreement that I had in my class, my painting class, shocker, that I made a statement of you don't need to draw to paint, and you don't need to draw well to paint great. And I think they like somehow took that as like they just maybe thought I said that like was implying that drawing isn't like a necessary skill or a skill you should invest in, which is not what I was saying. I was saying that you don't need to be able to draw to paint because you can approach painting in a much different way, and then you create shading with you create the illusion of what you're drawing, of like shadow or value and shape and everything like that, and weight. You're creating that illusion with lines, and they thought they were being clever in my in their argument against me, which was, well, things like pointillism, and if you like hold a piece of charcoal to the side, and well, I'm gonna debunk that idea with a simple fact of let's look up the art definition of what a line is, and you will see that it's gonna match up with what I have, what I'm going to say, which is that a line, let's see if it matches up. A line is basically when you connect two points. It's like a moving point. It connects between points, and it can vary in width and like length, and let's go ahead and look it up and see if I'm right, but we're gonna Google it. Let's Google it. Art definition of line. And let's just read this together. Oh, right there, look at that. Lines and curves are marks that span a distance between 2 points, or the path of a moving point. As an element of visual art, line is the use of various marks, outlines, and implied lines during artwork and design. A line has width, direction, and length. So even if you're holding a piece of charcoal on its side, it's still a line. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to speed up the process that I did here, and I'm going to show you why I don't think you don't need drawing to be a painter, but it can help. I'm not going to lie and say, it can't help. But you also don't have to be a very good drawer, you don't have to draw very well to paint beautifully. Now, I'm not going to go into color right now. That's not the point of this. I'm just going to go ahead and stick things in black and white. I'm going to go and pick an image on here that I have in my reference folder. I'm going to go ahead and black that out because I like my privacy of my folders. I don't have anything dirty. Just get your heads out of the gutter. So here's our image. We have our image. And pop my knuckles. Here I'm going to show different styles of painting that painters will approach in painting. This one is where they will trace and copy the image onto the surface that they're going to paint. You can do this with a projector, or some more traditional methods of lead transfer. Doesn't matter. It's also what tattoo artists do. It's very easy, very fast, and I have nothing against it. I think I pretty much said all of my opinions on tracing in a previous video, and if you want to go ahead and check that out, I have nothing more to say about it. It's pretty, I have no problem with it. So, and now we're gonna put our reference here to the side. And another way to do this is the person who's going to, they're going to draw it onto, they're going to eyeball it, onto the canvas. They're going to use lines to draw it like you would start an average, drawing. This is a method I do. I actually like to use paint on normal traditional media. I use oil. That way I can just take a rag and just kind of wipe away what I'm doing. And I usually use a colored paint instead, like burnt umber, sienna, or green, or yellow, whatever. And here I'm just kind of like eyeballing it, but I'm obviously drawing it. I'm using my lines. And once I have this finished, I would then go on from here and start putting on color. Or an underpainting, you know, if you're going to go very traditional, I would then do the underpainting. Now, I would start painting from there, and now I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer here, and I'm going to show you why I don't think you need to draw. See, here I'm going to rough it out. I mean, I guess you can say that it's still technically using lines, but it's not like what people think of when they think of lines. And here I literally just blocked out. It's just like blocking out the shape, and then I go in and I refine those shapes, but I never really draw any lines in like the traditional sense of, like, you know, where you pre-plan the drawing and then shade on top of it. I started with a blob in the, you know, shape of the skull, but I never really used any like lines. I'm just changing the size of my brush to fit the need. This is a little harder to do in traditional unless you have a bunch of different brushes, but you can do anything with enough determination. So, and the reason why I wanted to make this also too is that I want to encourage people who maybe the reason they don't pick up painting is because they think they need to be able to draw really well, like that is like the most vital backbone to all art forms. And some art forms it is very vital, you know, obviously drawing, it's very important. Go ahead and keep practicing drawing. It's really good and it will always be helpful, but it's not always necessary, and you definitely don't have to draw very well to do everything in art. For painting, you don't have to draw well at all. You just have to put your marks that are your reference for your like proportions, that, you know, they may not make sense to someone else, but they make sense to you, and you just don't have to draw very well to be a great painter. Painting has it doesn't have the same like I'm trying to think of the word. Well, it's just different because you're using value and color to create the illusion of depth and whatever it is that you're painting. It might be more abstract, whatever, you know, whatever it may be. But here it's a lovely like way to go is just, and then you can like overlay, you can actually, that's really cool. There's tons of different methods for painting, but you don't have to be a great, you know, drawer. You don't have to be, you know, your drawings don't have to be very great in painting. In fact, you don't even need to draw at all to paint very well, because you can just do blobs of different, like, your values are so vital. They're so vital, and that's all you really need is value and color, and with these two things, you can paint anything. But you don't actually need to be able to draw. All you need is good observational skills and patience and determination, and you can paint anything. So I hope this has helped maybe some of you, encourage you to go ahead and pick up painting. There are tons of videos that help, you know, people with painting, and I use "and" a lot. And I really want to encourage anyone who's thinking about it to go ahead and do that, to go ahead and paint. And if you have some paintings you would like to send me, go ahead and send them. Go ahead and send them through my Twitter. I'll put the link in the description. And I hope to hear from you down in the comments. If maybe you disagree with me, go ahead and explain to me why you don't think I'm correct. I would love to hear your opinions. I'm just tackling the reasons that I was given in painting class by another student. So I will hope to have some more videos out for you guys later. Peace, dudes.